Okay, we are live now. Hello, you're welcome to Opinion Sharers. My name is Paul, Faduma Abiodun Paul. And as usual, last week we said we were going to be back today. And thankfully, we are back again. And unfortunately for Nigeria, some buzz already happened during the week. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. That's our business. So I want to invite you to please help us share. Let's join the conversation. Let's join the discussion. If there's somewhere or someone you can share this video with, please help us share it. It will benefit them, because the business of politics in Nigeria as it is now, people. I wanted to say people of my generation and below, but I want to say everybody cannot afford to stay on the line. We must get involved. So, and this is our own little way of contributing and getting involved. So please, one of the things you can contribute is also to help us share the link. So please share the video. I'm going to quickly take a few minutes, so not minutes, seconds, if possible. To quickly share the link, so that other people would be able to see it and then join us. You would be able to contribute to the discussion by dropping a comment in the comment section, or if time permits us, we can open it up for some people to be able to call in. So, but for now, let us assume that it's going to be mostly people are contributing to question. To the comment section. So if you have a question, please drop it. We will answer it. And if you have a comment, also we will project your comment on the screen, such that other people will be able to see your comment live, and then even in the history also. So once again, I say thank you, and I say welcome to the show. I have the regular platform. The panel tonight. And I'm going to be asking them to introduce themselves. So let's start with Tim Lane. It's on the far right top on my screen.
Good afternoon, listeners. My name is Timilen Yogutiaki. I'm a student and a Nigerian. Thank you.
Thank you. Village boy.
Yeah, good morning from here. I am the authentic Nigerian village boy.
Okay, Tosin.
Good evening, friends. Welcome to the show again. I'm Citizen Oluwatosin.
All right. Okay, thank you very much all for introducing yourself. And in case you're just joining us, my name is Paul. My full name is Fatma Abiodun Paul. My wife has challenged me. Why am I not calling Abiodun? I'm a Yoruba man, so that Abiodun should be there. So I try to. But if I put all the three names here, it will be almost too long. That's why put the A. So
Then
thank you.
remove the P and put the A in full.
Yeah, that's the challenge. She was challenging me. Why don't you remove the P? But I say I'm living among the Asians now, so when they see the P, when they see the A, it's different. They call me Abiodun. So they call me all kinds of things. So I just stay with the Paul. So somehow that's why I am putting out the Paul, but I'm not discarding the Abiodun. I'm a full Ekiti man, full-blooded Ekiti man. Okay, so let's go back to the business of today. There were some, shots that were fired over the week, and been, you know, if you go to Twitter Nigeria now, it is Tinubu that has been trending since yesterday. It's yesterday or day for yesterday, and remains on the number one. So, and I'm just, it's no news to any one of us, I believe. So, and I prepared some questions here. If I list number my questions to be running to almost 20. but I want us to have a discussion. Then we are going to be combining it with the money bag that we've seen during the PDP primary elections. So, but first of all, let's deal with this bag. All right. So I'm going to start my question like a research trainee that I am. Go straight to the point as much as I can. The first question will go to the village boy. Can we try to imagine what could have led Tinubu to that public outburst?
Thank you very much. Two words readily come to my head. One word is frustration. The second word is desperation. So, and when I ask myself, what is it? What is it, gaga, as they will say in Yoruba? Okay, must you be a president? So, do you want to be a president because of the people, or you want to be a president because of yourself? And the beauty of democracy is that if you are the people's choice, they will choose you. So, though we also know, when I said make that statement, I remember the Akara Ogun in Igbo, for those who might have read it, when only Tifawa for laughing to. So when he was trying to do divination, and the divination seems to be turning negative, he now uses his hand to turn the collar. For those who understand that, look, this divination you must speak correct one, kind of. You see, the game is getting too rough. No, of course, we say the politics is murky water and that, but I think the game is getting too rough. Tinubu is showing that he's been frustrated by the body language, especially of the president, because all the aspirants, about 23 of them, went to Baba Buhari, as we want to call them, and he gave all of them blessing to go ahead. In democracy, if it is the people's will that is paramount, that wouldn't have even been necessary. Yes, I know even in advanced democracy, there is also the policy of endorsement. You want somebody to endorse you. But if you are the sitting person, the best thing for you is to remain neutral. So, but in Nigeria, we know that, especially at the level of nomination, there is some level of oligarchy there. So there are a lot of behind the scene. So he feels that, okay, one good turns deserves another. But the problem there is now, if you are somebody that is passionate about Nigeria, should Nigeria people be happy that Tinubu contributed to the emergence of Buhari? That's a question we can ask, and we should ask. So, frustration on the one side that, okay, Baba body language is not kind of supporting him. Then desperation is like, hey, so if you are not Nigerian president, would that kill you? Will you die? What if the people say they don't want you? Why do we contest elections? We contest an election because we want to test if people want us or the other person. Is it not? That is the purpose of election. Even at the primary level, if you are sure that you are the best candidate, you don't have to be desperate. Just like you go for interview, there are 10 applicants, and you know there's one position. Of course, we do know also that they say in nature, self-preservation is the first law. And they will ask everybody at the interview, okay, why do you think you are the most qualified for this job? Then you will say what you have to say, right? But must you now insult people? Especially the way he looked back and derogatorily spoke to the governor of Ogun State. That is inhuman. That is total disrespect. And that is on Yorubaish. Because in Yoruba core tradition, if the youngest person becomes the king of a village or a town, everybody in that town will prostrate before him. The same thing, a governor of a state can be likened to maybe to a king in his kingdom. You can't talk to him in the public as just one small boy. That is totally unacceptable. So, and if you are going to rule over the people that you cannot respect in the public, that is a sour taste in the mouth. That public display is uncalled for, but the summary is it shows two things, in my opinion: frustration and desperation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Frustration and desperation. Timlane, I'll come back to you, citizen. Timlane, and I'm reading it as I wrote it here, as I said earlier. How do Nigerians receive the claim by an individual that he single-handedly enthrones a president, a vice president, and perhaps many other state governors?
Thank you very much for that question. I just want to, just before I go directly into the answer, I would like to add one thing to what the village boy says. I completely agree with him, and I would add the third word: entitlement. That's the third word. Yes, Baba is frustrated, he's desperate, and I feel like he's really entitled. It feels like Nigeria should be his, and that position should be his own. I was discussing with my elder brother today, and he seemed to have a different opinion about this whole process. And what he was saying is that, he was talking from the tribal perspective. Like, if Yorubas are not careful, we should understand that Professor Osinbajo is probably being instigated by the powers that be to make sure that that the Yorubas lose out in the fourth, or let me just say the southern region, lose out in the forthcoming election. But I think I'm not looking at it from that perspective. What I would say is that, or let me say what Nigerians are saying regarding one man coming out to say, I made Buhari president. Number one, Nigerians are trying to remind him that this same Buhari, although he lost three times in previous elections, he had, consistently amassed almost or over 10 million votes. So if we look at the statistics again, how many votes brought Buhari, to the position? Let's ask I think it was just a little bit over 15 million. So whatever that happens between 2011 and 2015, for sure, Tinubu has significant role he played. But we should not forget what the NPDP people did. The 7 governors that defected, the really powerful and strong stakeholders that deflected. And one thing in politics, when there is a ruling party and some governors, just come around and say, we are no longer supporting a ruling party that is capable of giving them power of incumbency, something, they are trying to pass a very clear message to the masses. Like, see, we are with whatever revolution is going on the other side. But with this current presidency, wherever, or let me say the current PDP at that time, we were tired. And we should not neglect the significance of that movement. That movement had a very significant role to play for the emergence of Buhari. So while I would say Tinubu did something, but it cannot say that he single-handedly made Buhari. In fact, it's a statement of, it's more like harassment. Like, I made you who you are. Buhari will just be laughing. I trust the man. Maybe he's throwing toothpick here and there, wherever he used to that, like, yeah, this is Yoruba man. So, and that is the point. And again, Tinubu, just like the village boy said, Tinubu went too extreme. as an elder statesman, as a kingmaker, as someone who, described himself as a tactical and strategic politician, he was not supposed to be making such derogatory statements, not only to the person of Dakwa Abiodun, but also to the office, to the governor's office. The man is no longer Dakwa Abiodun, which he used to back or he used to support. He is now an institution in Ogun State. And that is what you should understand. Those derogatory statements were not only to Dakwa Abiodun. Those statements were targeted at the people and, in fact, the APC delegates in Ogun State. And the message was very clear. And now, it was really hypocritical of him to now say at the end of the full version of the video to say, "Idobale mi real and prostrate." That's, so that shows, and I'm very sorry to say, that really defines, the description that Olaguso Oyinlola gave to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu back in 2008. He said, "Adan Osheku, Osheye, Kosheku, Kosheye." That was how he described it. He was neither a bird nor a rat. He's here and there. And that is, apart from that thing, we should also understand that if Tinubu was really proud of the processes that have led to the emergence at the party level of aspirants, of candidates, then he should trust the process at this time. He should trust the process. If he was really sure that the process was fair from time being, he should trust the same process. So this is the case of the Pashetafina Yale that is now hanging on the roof for the latest wife, right? What the first wife or the other, or is it the older wife that I will call it now, suffered, then the latest one is ready to be whipped by the same, by the same cane. So another thing is that the office of presidency in Nigeria is not supposed. Who among us as an employer would give a job to an employee based on the fact that when I ask you, why should I hire you, and you tell me Emilokan is my turn? It doesn't just make sense. It doesn't just make sense. And if Tinubu indeed made these people who they were, and he made Buhari who he is today, he should make himself president. That would be my take.
All right, that's loaded.
Bismillah, carry go.
Are you sure you are with us? Okay.
No.
Anyway, this question goes to you, Tosin. And the question is, could it be that Tinubu was marketing himself? That what we saw was marketing strategy?
It might be to him. To him, actually, is a marketing strategy, because I've seen the full video. I've seen the full video, and the village boy and Mr. Timley have really done well to the outpost, to Tinubu outpost. I've seen the full video, and what he did was to come speak with the Ogun State delegate before they depart for their primaries. And he actually came to market himself, because he's frustrated knowing that the vice president is also contesting for same position. And according to the gist on the street, the governor is the VP, one of the VP loyalists. So he had to come up with that, and so he need to blow his trumpet. And if you watch the full video, you will see. If you watch the full video, you will see that at the ending of his speech, he also said he made mention of something. That Omo yin náà lèmi náà o. So it's a kind of marketing strategy. So he had wanted to buy them to his side, but that's a poor strategy to use. That's a very poor strategy to use, especially in the choice of his words and being full of himself. He actually misfired. If you watch the video very well, I like to uh, pay attention to unspoken words when I'm listening to issues. I like to pay attention to unspoken words. He actually misfired when he pointed back and said "Leyi." Then he paused for a while, thinking, "Oh, I think I misfired." Then he get to the time he jack his clothes and like this, that okay, let's man up, let's do this. So by that speech, a lot of title has been given to different people: the Emilokan of Yoruba land, the Eleyi of Ogun State, and the Odaku Osokun Abi of Nigeria. So now well, for me, I want Tinubu to become the presidential candidate of APC. Now, the reason I said this is this. Please don't disturb me. I have somebody in the studio here disturbing me. I want Tinubu to become the APC presidential candidate. Now, the reason is this. I want him to be for APC and Atiku for PDP, so that it will now be clear to everybody that APC and PDP, they have nothing to offer. Somebody can make a Buhari that is very clear, even to the infant, to the footstool in the belly. Somebody can make him president. And Buhari is that gross incompetent. And the person can still come on national TV beating his chest, say, I make him president. And he was doing all this, and you cannot call him to order. And I'm just surprised how Tinubu begin to seek the interest of Orile-Ede Yoruba. I was surprised hearing that from him. Many things has gone wrong in Yoruba land since 2015, when this administration come to power, and Tinubu has not been there to speak up. I'm surprised now he's now saying Orile-Ede Yoruba. See, I'm of Yoruba now, Yoruba nation. I am of the Yoruba nation, and every interest of a Yoruba man and woman and sons and daughters. What has Tinubu done for Yoruba land to make him start saying it is ti àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ló kàn báyìí, lèmi ló kàn? What has he done? During lockdown, our people were suffering. What did he do? He had an opportunity then to shine. What did he do? Is the àwọn ọmọ tó sọ pé àwọn gbé dání, and he was helping them to office. Those almost were hiding in noodles, 2 minutes instant noodles, Indomie. They were hiding Indomie from the Yoruba sons and daughters until people start finding where they kept them and start going there to embezzle it. What did the Baba say that time? So he cannot just come out now and say and start to blackmail, because that is also, apart from what the village board have termed that speeches and Mr. Timile have done, that speech is also a blackmail. To blackmail everybody, to make everybody see you as you have done for this, you have done for this, so now everybody must do for you. Not even talking about competency, not even talking about problem solving capacity, not even talking about no manifesto, no nothing, no problem solving skills, just Emilokan. This is not a family title. This is not a chieftaincy title. No, we are talking about a 200 million population people, the largest black nation on earth, and that is as worst as this. So we need the best hand to come to power now, not somebody just feeling entitled.
Okay, Dustin, thank you. I go back to the village boy with my next question. And my next question is, how do you think Buhari and his cabinet, kitchen cabinet, will see the outburst?
Well, ordinarily, if I want to be undiplomatic, I will say, how is that supposed to be my business? How am I even supposed to know how they will think? But as I'm answering the question, the Yoruba proverb comes to me. And the first thing that don't people is somebody that you want to roast now, rub himself with oil and now decide to go near the fireplace. So turn himself to barbecue. So the if there is any that kitchen cabinet, which I believe there will be, I don't see them having any interest of Nigeria at that. If you ask me, I would describe them as a mischievous group of people who have no plan for the future of Nigeria. That's how I would describe them. So I may not even be interested with what they are thinking. See, there are some things that Tosin said. In politics, in democracy, there are issues that is a bit different from the workplace. And every politician that comes out want to market himself or herself. That's a natural tendency. So but again, there is still another thing that is coming to me. You can't slap a child and ask that child not to cry. So I think it's still within the fundamental human rights of Tinubu to react if you feel that he's not getting the support from somebody he thought he supported before in the past. And we can also that does not completely discount that Tinubu was one of those who facilitated the possibility of Buhari becoming the president. Without the merger between CPC, APC, and ABGA at a very minimal level, the APC would not be able to capture power against PDP. And when you look at that arrangement, if CPC,
the new APC then,
so if CPC produces a president, the next law of common sense would have said, okay, the next president should have come from ANC, that's Buhari party. But before, if you look at my book was published in 2018, thereabout, 2019 December, and there's a chapter which I wrote about Tinubu, and I advised him. I even told him that because of some action, he seems to be losing fast on his leadership position, that he can still well retain the position of a kingmaker, and that he should appeal to the people. I even said boldly that he should remove his hand from all the jars of both imaginary and real jars of corruption. That's this thing. Go and read the book, is there. Go and read my book, Talk of the Village Boy. So I have seen this thing before time. That's clearly 3-4 years now. And I advise him, look, to remain relevant, to remain as a kingmaker, which he has done very well. In terms of competence that Tosin was mentioning, too, apart from age factor, when he talks of competence, I think I will still rate Tinubu more competent than all those that are out, based on his pedigree. To have worked in Mobile up to the level of a treasurer, and we also, before this dispensation came into being, I was alive in Lagos. I knew what he did in Lagos. So unfortunately, so what is, that's a problem in Yoruba, that we should not be like a fowl. And what does a fowl do? Does rather, it will heap up sand with the feather, and we use the leg to scatter it. So actually, if Tinubu had remained, as it were, a very conscientious kingmaker, it would even have the respect of more than the president. That it will become almost difficult for every president not to come and refer to him. He will be a super kingmaker. I also wrote in my book the lesson from Basharuga. Basharuga, because of tradition, couldn't have become a king. Even at the time they told him that, no, that's not the sign of becoming a king. Even at that, he met his Waterloo. And I said our Nigerian politicians should learn, because he was too powerful that they can make anything happen. Against the tradition in Yoruba, the king does not prostrate to anybody. But when Alaafin Abiodun was a king, he had to prostrate before Bashorunga, which was an abomination. So I think there are a lot of missteps that Tinubu started making immediately he left the seat as governor of Lagos State. And that is one of the things that I try to chronicle in my book, where I now refer to him where he was before he became governor and what he became after he became governor. So the Kishi cabinet, we say, okay, fine. He has gone to disgrace himself in the public court. So if they have anything against him, they can say, okay, because the public opinion about you is not too good, so we don't want to risk our party losing the election if we support you to be the presidential candidate. That's a simple mathematics. But then you are making me to do strategic consulting free of charge for these people. Actually, when they need this kind of information from me, they should come and pay for my brain to give them that information. But Paul has forced me to say this on national TV, on public something. Yeah, but then politics is not it's not mathematics. It's not 2 + 2, though it is a game of number. And in politics also, perception is very critical. Even sometimes perception is way higher than facts. What he had done, and the public has created a bad perception about him. Even for those who still see something good in him, they begin to see him differently. Now, look, this guy, no, I don't think this guy is any longer fit to be the president. But it's human. Are Nigerians forgiving? I don't know. Especially when you have many choices. So what if he comes, I call another conference and apologize, sincerely, or fake apology, and say, oh, Governor Abiodun, I goofed. The Ogun State delegate, I goofed. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have said what I said. You can do a 5-10 minutes video and do that. Will it do a damage control? I don't know. Will it go viral? The one he did has gone viral. I don't know. So the Kishi cabinet, if they exist, it's like that outburst has empowered them more to roll out the rug off his feet. That's what I would say, since you compel me to say that.
All right, thank you, sir. I don't want to make too much statement, so I'm just being guided by my case note this night. Timlai, when you look at this public outburst by Tinubu, could it be because Buhari says he wants to choose a successor? Or could it be because Tinubu said he has always been ready for a dirty fight?
I mean, I will just reiterate what we have said before. It is as a result of desperation, frustration, and a feeling of entitlement. So it might be because of the body language of the president. I mean, I don't think Tinubus should really, it's hot, when what you use against people is being used against you. We know how selection is done where Baba is. If at all, I don't know what is happening in Lagos, because many people say you are not in Lagos. You don't know what happens in the internal politics of the APC in Lagos and so on and so forth. But I know for sure what happened in Osun State. Now, Aregbesola being, the outgoing governor then, are the preferred candidate. And because Baba is always there up there, willing to select for people, and I can't imagine, it's good to be powerful, it's good to be a kingmaker, but there are some people that are at the local space. They know what's good for them, and of course, the governor knows in his own cabinet who is capable of continuity of whatever agenda he had for the state, and that was the major issue between Aregbesola and Tinubu. Aregbesola had a preferred candidate, but Tinubu imposed another person on Aregbesola. They fought dirty, even though it didn't go out. It was only surfacing earlier this year, but that's the truth. So this is what we are talking about when we say this process is not to be trusted. So if it was indeed a free, fair way of selecting people to be governors, to be candidates, to be flag bearers of the party, then he should let the due process take place. He shouldn't even be scared if he indeed is the choice of the people, of the party, if he's that popular within the party, if his significance is, well, noted by people that matter in the party, then he should just let it happen the way it should happen. And that is to tell you, what do we know that Ambode went through? A sitting governor being humiliated the way he was humiliated in 2015. Let us be in 2019. Let us be sincere with ourselves. For you to say, okay, it is the party, but we all know that the name, it is the party, it is Tinubu. There is no party anywhere. Who are those people? Who are those people that say they must not? Many videos surfaced then that we have a leader, and this is what our leader says. And wherever our leader says we should go, we go. So who is the leader of the APC today at the national level? So the president represents that number one person. So let the president also, in fact, he wasn't saying he was going to impose anybody. But that man is too quiet. And that's why I am I'm so scared of people that are quiet in life. He is so quiet that he will make people to play all of their games, and then he comes in with his own super game. And that is, in fact, I'm learning that from him, to move silently. Sometimes is very good. And that is what is putting Tinubu, in that frustration, in that state of frustration that he is today. If Buhari had told him that, okay, I'm telling you for sure you are going to be, then maybe there wouldn't have been this. But this man was just trying to be plain. That is to tell you that you will go around and tell party members, as a person, Tinubu as a person will go and say, this is my preferred candidate. But Buhari has not said it. He only asked for a favor. He said a little favor. Give me the opportunity, to anoint somebody. Anointing does not even say I'm going to impose. Who knows? The primaries could still go on, and it is even possible for the president to anoint somebody today other than Tinubu, and Tinubu will still emerge if he's so popular in the party. So I really cannot tell what the outburst was about, what could have led. He might have heard things. Some people might be really close to the president, and Ogirileti. So many things, there could have been words from people that are really close to the president. They could have told him, well, the president doesn't have you in his agenda, so you better tighten your belt. But the truth is that the president has not said anything, at least in the public. But I have questions though, and I would like, since it is opinion sharers and we always like to hear our opinion, if you don't mind, I have a question for the house. If we are able to discuss it, why do we think Osinbajo is actually contesting against his so-called mentor Tinubu? Because that was the question my brother asked me. Like, if we are being sincere, like, why would someone work so hard for the party? Why would someone, go over and beyond for the party? And at the dying minute, the games will be played against him. I'm not in their party. I don't understand the dynamics of their party. I don't know the way they operate. But why do we think Osinbajo please don't let us say he has the right of first refusal because we don't know if there was any agreement between Tinubu and Osinbajo that this is what Buhari and I discussed. And I want you to also understand that now. So we don't know. So why do we think Osinbajo is contesting against his mentor?
Okay, let me give us some information before we try to answer that question. From 1999 to date, there is only one exception where the deputy, either the deputy governor or the vice president, step into the shoe of their principal. And that is a whole lot of issue for us to consider. The only exception in both cases remains Goodluck Jonathan. Jonathan was made to complete the term of Amala Messier because of the corruption charges. It was the state assembly impeached him. So he completed the term of the governor. In the same vein, history bestowed on him, he also completed the term of Yar'Adua as vice president. Other than this case, there is no deputy governor in any other state that became a governor. No. As good as Fashola was, arguably in Lagos, his deputy never became the governor. And you can say, okay, why Bayelsa? Because Bayelsa itself is not, we can't consider Bayelsa as one of the most strategic states in Nigeria. So, no, and why it's up to today, the first vice president from 1999 has become a serial contester. I kept on saying that here. So, why did Atiku not succeed Obasanjo?
Because his master started dismarketing him immediately before they left.
That tells us something, that there are actually no team work on the corridor of power in Nigeria. It is an individual thing. There is no synchronization between the governor. I think I wrote one of my books, I wrote a chapter of that. They are this deputy, either is a deputy governor or is a vice president, they are just seen as spare tires. And I can tell you, I have a car that is 5 years old now. Here, I've not used the spare tire because I don't have the need to use it. Maybe after this, I will go and check. Maybe it is even deflated and I don't know, because I've not touched it. I don't need to touch it. So when you look at that history, that is a very terrible history in itself. So then, if it is something that is going to be a tradition, it means then even the effort of Osinbajo may not get you anywhere. I'm not saying. So, but it shows that if I am your deputy for 8 years and I'm exposed to governance, ordinarily I should have been groomed. If there is a good succession planning in place, the vice president should have been groomed to take over. But it's not the case here. So
could it be that that's what Buhari is trying to do? We don't know who his successor is, but
if you pay attention to the government of Buhari, out of many times he had gone on medical vacation, only once was Osinbajo allowed to perform. They would rather take file from Lagos and fly to London and go and give the file to Buhari to sign on his sick bed. So that shows us a problem, that's a structural problem in Nigeria. Are you saying out of all the remaining 35 states, let's say Bayelsa has become an aberration. Let us take Bayelsa out there. I mean, because it has happened once. Of all the remaining 35 states, there has never been a situation where a deputy governor is so good, is so well groomed that he can succeed the governor. Does that not tell us something about our politics?
I'm trying to see how you are trying to use that to answer Timileyi's question.
Yes, I mean, I dropped that information. Now, if Osinbajo came and said, okay, I want to contest, I am much younger, because the body language of the public is saying that we don't want another person. We are tired of old people. And he sees himself as, okay, I'm in between. I understand technology. I'm a bit modern. That could have propelled him. Though we also believe, those of us outsiders, that there ought to have been some reasonable conversation between him and his godfather, so to say. So we can say it was him, it was Tinubu that groomed him and brought him to the governor's arena as a commissioner in Lagos, and he did some reasonable work to reform the justice system in Lagos State. But then Tinubu would have succeeded if he did not have able hands. Yes, was able to source for those able hands.
That's true.
And that is the job he's supposed to do as a leader, to be able to manage talent. He was able to look for and got those talents, good talents to run with him. But do they hold him? Does he give them their liver? Is he the giver of their liver that they are using to function as human beings? No. Do they owe him eternal allegiance? No.
Yeah, but that did not answer, Edrono. That has not answered the question that
I'm not answering the question direct yet.
Okay.
Because maybe I'm parabolating too much.
Yes, I think. And I want Tosin to also have a shot.
Okay, the question is, was there a conversation? No, it's common for Nigeria to answer question with question. Was there a conversation between Tinubu and Osinbajo before Osinbajo declared, especially when Tinubu had earlier indicated his intention to run for presidency? Did they have that conversation?
I think what we also do not know is that, like I said on this platform before, that there for a long time, maybe for more than 2 years or more than 3 years even, there has been a faction of APC in Lagos. They call them the Abuja Boys.
The case.
Okay? Yeah, the last day in 2019, when I was on holiday in Abu Dhabi, one of my friends whose mother is a politician, a Lagos big time politician in Lagos, told me that there is a people they call the Abuja Boys. The Abuja Boys, they are the ones whom Tinubu has offended in Lagos. They are those of the ones who are also working closely with the Vice President in Abuja. They are the ones that have alliance with those who are ministers from Lagos, like Fashola and Co. But they don't talk in public. Just like Osinbajo is also not talking about this one that we are hearing now. So now what happened between them is what we don't know really. But then I'm suspecting that there has been a long time discord, which perhaps they couldn't settle in terms of who to run or who not to run. Tosin, what do you think? Meanwhile, I have a question here for you.
Okay. About Osinbajo being Tinubu is his mentor and he should not run against him. Politics, these people, their mind doesn't work like ours. These people, they are politicians and they are usually self-centered and only think about themselves and what comes to their pocket, their family only. There might be fights and fractions in their party, and recently we have not even seen Osinbajo and Tinubu together and all that. And I don't know if he's running against Tinubu and things is like it is now, then that means there is no cordial relationship. If people are saying he's the one that brought him to politics, he anointed him, and I don't want us to say he groomed him. No, Tinubu did not groom Osinbajo. Osinbajo is a professor of law. We should not just talk down on him. He's a professor of law. It was because Osinbajo was doing extremely well. That is why he was being recommended for when Tinubu needed a helping hand in that department. So he was doing well. It's not that Osinbajo is just somewhere sleeping and they go call him like they say somebody was a lecturer and they go call him to be deputy governor. No, Osinbajo was doing well too. And I've seen a
He
comment
was
that
not in the
says,
corridor.
a
Sorry
minister,
to
a minister, a
interject.
minister, don't come inside, a minister. I've seen
Okay.
a comment that said the comment from Baba also that said I said, oh, Tinubu is not competent. I didn't say it's not competent. I say in the address of another comment also, maybe I just take the two together. Another comment say Osinbajo also is not addressing delegates with a clear-cut manifesto. I am not saying Osinbajo did that or Osinbajo is better than Tinubu. I've even said here I want Tinubu to become. I don't regard APC and PDP. They have done bad to Nigeria, and I don't want them in power. So I didn't say Tinubu is not competent. And Baba made mention of age. If we talk about age, then we should talk about his health. And this should be the paramount things we should look for when selecting a leader. Because for someone that has a ill health, all his head is how to get well. Especially we have somebody there now that is also a sickler, Foniku Folajide. And he had mentioned this in public space more than 2-3 times, that his old age, one, his ill health, two, has hindered him to perform well. So are we going to sit down and say another person is competent, is smart, but is old and doesn't have good health, but he should be president? No, we are not going to say that. We are not APC delegate, but we are citizens of Nigeria and we know what is best for us. If any one of us will have a company, are we going to choose a ill health person or a aged person like that to head such company? Of course, no, for me, Oluwatosin. So we don't know what is wrong with the two of them. If they are like this fighting dirty, like they are fighting, because his speech, if you watch that video, it's I think 14-minute video. If you watch that speech very well, you see there is more attack on Osinbajo and Ogun, delegate and all. And so they seems fighting dirty. So maybe they don't have a cordial relationship again. And maybe Tinubu is looking at it that Osinbajo might be Buhari's anointed candidate. And recently we did their consensus candidate things. Buhari has a big say in the party, taking a lead from their sub-convention when they choose their party chairman. Every other person were everywhere campaigning to be the party chairman, and a guy that is not even doing enough or a lot was just anointed and he became the party chairman. So with this also, and Buhari asking that people should let him select, is sending a big signal to the likes of Tinubu, which childhood ambition is to become Nigerian president, but all thing is working against them to become the president. So when you go like that, so that is that. What is the question, sir?
Yeah, the
Okay.
issue of when you said the issue of groom. Okay, I wanted to make a correction. When you talk about grooming, I did qualify the grooming. I said he grooming the art of governance. I didn't say he was not competent. I mentioned that he saw him as a talent. But prior to that, he was not anything close to the corridor of government. Governance is different from your profession. If today, if I bring you into a new thing other than who you are, I can groom you there. Today, you can groom me on IT that I don't know, despite the fact that I have, experiences more than you know in so many areas. But if I want to learn something, let's say I want to learn video editing from you now, and I say, okay, Tosin, teach me how to video edit, and you take me through it, the process. You are grooming me. I think we are looking at this. We are looking at the issue of grooming from a narrow perspective. Doesn't mean I'm not competent in some areas.
No,
Osinbajo
apart
was
from
a
the
class
way
on
you
his
say
own, but
that, we
it was
have
Tinubu
other
that
people
brought
in the
him.
comments section that are saying he's his mentor, he's
Okay.
grooming him. Like Osinbajo does
In
not even amount to things.
politics, he groomed him in politics. That
He was,
is an
he was,
established
he
fact.
was responding to the questions, I mean, the comments in the comment section. Anyway, I wanted to ask another question so that we move on. We dwell on this one. I mean, if any other person have other question like this one, similar in race, please let's throw it. I mean, from members on the panel too. My question to Tosi is because of your passion about the Yoruba nation. I was looking at what do you feel when you see that Baba is trying to cash in on our Yoruba nation? All this our agitation. He didn't say anything. Now, now he wants to begin to cash in on the
I
Yoruba
wonder
nation.
also, tọmọdé bá peku ó máa da jẹ, tọmọdé bá pẹ tó bá pẹ ejò ó máa da jẹ, tó bá pa kinní kan máa da jẹ, but tó bá pọ àrọ gidigba ó máa gbé tọ àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ ń lé wa. That is what happened to Tinubu. Now he knows that he needed the help of, and they want to project our local and Yoruba local. He wants to cash on, he wants to benefit from the people he has not identified with, or identify with their struggle, identify with their suffering for over the years. And that will not happen. Yoruba people are wise people, and that is why it seems like we often attack ourselves, or we are not in alliance with ourselves. No, it is just because we are people of high IQ, and we just have individual opinion that mine seems different to the opinion of other person that's also Yoruba. Now that doesn't make us an enemy. That is just that if we have a better society, that is just what will be our strength. Baba, when it comes to the delegate, it is the turn of we the Yoruba. How is it even the turn of we Yoruba if we want to talk to where the matter is? How is it even the turn of we the Yoruba? Yoruba have done it 8 years. Hausa did another 2 years, I mean 2.5 years. Niger Delta did 6 years. Another Hausa now did 8 years. The Yoruba is the vice president. Why are the Southeast not getting it? And who say is the turn of Yoruba? Which constitution is that?
Fulani, Buhari is a Fulani man.
Okay,
You guys
so
have,
if Fulani,
erase the Hausa people.
Hausa Fulani, okay, Hausa Fulani.
Not
So
Hausa Fulani. In fact, it is
it's
believed that
Fulani.
it is either a Fulani man or an Hausa man. It's just that they've
Okay, this discussion is wider. This one is wider because the Fulanis also they have choked Hausa even out of their own
exactly
place.
that's the point.
They have choked them out of their own place, and every top political post in the north now it belongs to Fulani. Every emir in the north now is now Fulani. It's not even Hausa again. So that this one issue is very elaborated, and that is why you see some of us are shouting Yoruba nation, because we understand how delicate and how corny these Fulani people can be in taking over your place, like they are doing now in the middle belt of Nigeria, and how they are doing, killing our people on their farm, raping our daughters and our mothers, and using their cattle to to damage the farms. And we say we don't want them. But because their person is the president, now they have a right. An average Hausa Fulani guy on the street of Nigeria think is more superior than every other Nigeria. And how should that be? Why should we be living as a second citizen in our own country? That is why I commend the proscribing of motorcycle Okada in Lagos State, because these people have invaded every nook and cranny of Yoruba land, claiming to be Okada guys. If anything happen, the next thing is they are beating you, killing and burning the person. No regard. Even when you come to their state to make money, no regard. No Yoruba or Igbo will do that in the north. They will not even try that. So Baba should not try to cash out on we the Yoruba now that he didn't identify with us before now. When Sunday Igboho's house was being attacked, burned, people died there. They go away with the corpse. They even kill even domestic animal there. What did Tinubu say? When people were killed at the toll gate, what did Tinubu say? Tinubu say, what were they doing there? Who are they? What were they doing there? That is what he said. So now he's looking to become president. He's now saying, our local, emi local. No. If he will not identify with our struggle, with our suffering, he cannot come and cash out on our back saying, oh, local. He's not the only Yoruba contesting. Osinbajo also is there. Bakari is there. So it's not the only Yoruba that is contesting. So Unkolokan, even if it is the turn of Yoruba, Unkolokan. And who even say APC will win in the coming election? APC and PDP, we are sweeping them out. Hopefully. So even if you become the candidate, how is it sure that he will win?
Okay, let me go to the next question. This is for you. I want you to attempt to unpack the statement eléyìí and the response of Governor Abiodun saying we will do the right thing. Follow you that question, Abi?
No, it's fine. Well, as a Yoruba boy, I would say that the use of eléyìí is really, really derogatory, not only on the person, just like I said before, but considering the fact that this person is being referred to as Your Excellency, His Excellency. And you should remember that Tinubu was once in that position before. So he knows how revered that position is. It is an institution. It is just, I don't know, like it could have been your boy before, but he's now presiding over a whole state. He is the number one citizen of a whole state. So it is the same thing as saying all of you in Ogun State, why you say eléyìí, maybe I should unpack it like you said. Eléyìí means that useless one. So, and this is why we should always be careful what we say in the public, because you can control what you say, you can control how you say it, but you can never control how people will interpret it. And there are so many contexts to very simple statements, let alone eléyìí, like that. It doesn't just make any sense coming from an elderly person. Even if you are saying it to someone that does not hold any political office, that is not in the corridor of power or anything, people will still say, well, is it because he's a nobody, let alone someone that is now somebody? You know what I mean, right? So like it is really derogatory. It is disrespectful. It is disrespectful, especially because you are coming to seek a position. It is full of pride. That statement is loaded with pride, with disrespect, and total disregard for the office of the governor. So that's what I would say on that. And what Abiodun did on Twitter, I saw the post on Twitter. I was just smiling. The man is just like, do all you can, we will still do what we want to do. That's just what it means. Like, he is trying to be careful. If the Yorubas will say, and the reverse seems to be the case in, in this situation. You know, the elderly man has heard, and then the younger one is trying to be more mature. That's what he's doing. So I still believe that the message is really clear. It is really, really clear. Well, yeah, I think Baba is. That's very correct. Yeah. So it's getting to that stage also that, you know, we expect it that once you cross
that's the cycle of life.
Yeah, 75 and above, you start behaving like a child. And that is why we are saying, especially as concerned citizens, we believe in whatever leadership experience. Yeah, that's exactly what that was exactly my position when I was debating with I wouldn't call it an argument. It was a debate because we did not have any political interest. You know, like we are not interested in whoever becomes this or that, but we're just debating. So we cannot, I personally, I cannot say that person that is getting too old, you know, he should just take care of himself. He should rest. Like Twitter people will say, rest. And that's the word. It should rest. Like it is more, I don't know. He also made a statement which really makes me question the intention behind his aspiration. Is and that word is very powerful. So he is only contesting to be in the books, just to make a list. Because whatever the case may be, as incompetent as we may call Buhari, as, you know, docile, whatever you want to say, his name can never be erased from that list of presidents of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And this is what this man understands also, that even if I lower the bar now, lower than what Buhari has reduced the office of the president to, people will still remember me as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, my question is, how and why? When do you even want to be remembered? Is it when you are there? I don't understand how that makes you feel good. So he made that statement, and it's really,
it's a achievement.
What did you say?
I say it's a generation achievement to be a president in Nigeria now.
Right. So he said, Emma Pamimoto, Emilo, and he did it sound like this on the podium. Emilo, and I was like, no, this is desperation. Like, so I mean, that's what I would say about it.
Thank you. Let's move to the next subject quickly. We already spent 1 hour on this, and I think we have done a fantastic job. And there may still be some things that some of us want to say about it. We probably would have a few seconds to say. But let's quickly look at the money bag. You know, what we've seen in PDP the previous week. You know, is it previous week or last week even? You know, so are we, I mean, Village Boy, I'm asking you now, do you think we should prepare our mind to see what we saw in terms of people jubilating after coming back from Abuja? You know, people after I learned that dollar was totally scarce in the whole of Nigeria. There was dollar available in the market, you know, and we saw a video of somebody who had bought a new Camry and celebrating it, and people were saying money, delegate money, and, you know, stuff like that. I felt embarrassed, you know, but then it is what it is. So I'm just saying, do you think, especially if Buhari, let's say Buhari did not have an anointed, you know, if Buhari did not anoint anybody, therefore means let's go to the poll. Would it be the issue of the highest bidder?
Oh, you know, immediately this happened, I wrote an article I call Ashewo Kobo Dollar. And I rhetorically ask, are you going to get worse thing with the APC? But I think APC will be a bit more discreet, at least to bamboozle us that they are fighting corruption. So, because the government. But again, on a serious, on a funny note, I learned that most of those dollars, they are fake dollars.
But at least we saw a car now, so that one cannot be.
Maybe that one collected naira. Some collected naira actually. I told you in that article also there was a guy who I think in Niger, somewhere in Niger State, who was the DG, the general, to go and collect all his money from delegates. And they did video and they were collecting, were gathering all the money.
I saw that one.
You sent it to me and I interpreted it. I interpreted the language to you. Though you failed to acknowledge me last Saturday. That you said somebody. How can you be calling me as somebody? So the issue is, honestly, where there is law and order, even what Atiku did is sufficient to disqualify him. INEC in other country, the electoral overseer will disqualify Atiku what he did. One, it is a desecration of our currency. How can you aspire to the highest office in the land and you denigrate your own currency in favor of another currency? But things are not normal in Nigeria. I'm sorry to use that strong word. Things are not normal in Nigeria. And it also means we are just selling this. It has become a product. And we've discussed this about in the past here on this platform, that when you invest, you want to make profit, right? So if I even learned that people lobby or they even somebody give as much as 1 million to be chosen as a delegate, it's just like you are buying employment, and you are telling us that you are delegates first and foremost for your own interest and the interest of your family. You are not considering the capability of the candidates to manage the affairs of our country. You are only interested in what you are getting from that process. And as far as you are concerned, he wins, it doesn't win, that's not a headache. Because I learned some people collected $15 from Wiki and $20, $50,000 from Wiki, $20,000 from Atiku, and some other minor guy $5,000, and they collected 40,000 from 3 different sources, and they voted for only one person. And these are money that they are not signed for. They are not. I mean, that is like security vote. So, long-term solution to this problem, as is done in other advanced democracy, so to say, is to move electoral financing to crowdfunding. Here, what to do when you want to contest is to do fundraising. Is to have sometimes you sell membership of your party to other people. You appeal to them to be making monthly donation or quarterly donation or one-time donation. So nobody is, and when you want to do this, you campaign. You go, you organize town halls, you do phone call, you market to the people that, okay, oh, I'm contesting for the nomination of my party, please vote for me. Even though some people will do market survey, the independent body will say, okay, out of these people contesting, who are you likely going to vote for? Or whether you're undecided. Until we get to that point, Nigeria is still going to be like a commodity. This is like a commodity. And people will say, I think we say businessman, I say, which businessman? Which businessman? I've told you, I think who is a dealer. When he left the custom, maybe I think his rank is the equivalent of like a major. Even the Intel, the flagship, he had to, the story abounds how he, he joined somebody to form it. See, and when he was the head of privatization, I mean, he hold the grant to his side. So they have abused us, disrespect our national currency, apart from inducing, which is bribery and corruption. When you induce people to take action against their will, that's bribery and corruption. For somebody that is aspiring to the highest office, that is disgusting. And they are not even doing this thing discreetly, they are doing it openly. And people in a land where many people are very hungry, do you know how many, some school, public school, you give them $20,000, they will transform the school. In some local areas, you know how much $20,000 is in Naira? People are still studying under trees. People are sitting on blocks in classrooms. These are also citizens of our country. And a delegate, because just to vote for you to become a flag bearer, you now handed over $20,000 to him. It is annoying. And of course, we will say, no, that is even the most annoying thing. And we don't query all this thing. We laugh it off. We go to Twitter, we laugh it off. I mean, everybody wants to become a delegate. Now, the next thing that will happen is that those that are delegates, known delegates, you will see armed robbers chasing them very soon. You say, where's our court? And rightly so. Rightly so. Or you will see somebody come and kidnap them, that will learn that you are a delegate. Okay, what you spell me? Oh yeah, bring it. So, for me, APC, PDP should not be allowed to test power again. I like what Citizen Soldier was saying. For once we are agreeing, he said they are coming.
I wanted to so.
I wanted to ask, who are the day? Who are those people coming? Honestly,
Watch out.
If Nigeria by any mistake, if by February 2023 and they announce election result, and they say the next president is whether by APC or PDP, it means we are not ready. Period. Nigeria is not ready. It means our sovereign never reach. We are not yet, no. We have not gotten to our water without a sovereign. We are still sovereign and smiling. Apologies to fella. Because I am not. If you give you 20,000 naira for somebody to come and vote for you, is criminal on its own. How much more of $20,000? And where did the wicked governor that I learned his own staff salary, worker salary in Rivers State, where did he get $15,000? He's giving to delegates. On top, we know. Anyway, he has gone to pay a visit to, or whether either way, he has paid. I saw on internet where he has gone to meet Atiku. Maybe Atiku will refund him all his change.
No, they are shuffling. They are shuffling for vice president, and since Uncle Obi has left, since Peter Obi has left PDP, then they are looking for how they, because majority of the votes that Atiku got during the last election was from the southeast.
If you are complaining that Tinubu public outburst is bad, Wiki.
That's
Wiki, the only difference between Wiki and Luoma is because he read law. Nobody will come after me.
Maybe, who knows whether Oluoma is going to become president one day?
No, but in terms of management, I think they should study that guy.
Anyway, Tosin, let's look at. I'm just imagining in my head the amount of money that Governor Wike probably have spent to make him garner the kind of vote that he garnered during that their primary election. Now, when you look at that in your mind, now imagine if we go to the main election where you have an Atiku versus Tinubu. What is going to happen in terms of our election?
It is very unfortunate how they have monetized and how they have monetized a voting system and all. It is very sad, and this is not giving any sign that the country Nigeria will be better anytime soon if any of these two parties will win in the coming election. And at this point, every Nigerian should not sit on the fence again. Every Nigerian should start picking up interest, a public interest. Make public who is your candidate, who you are voting for in the next election. The next election will determine, will
No,
make
it's a
or
secret
may.
voting system. You can't make it public. We will vote for. It is wrong. That is corruption. The secret ballot system. You don't declare to anybody.
Baba,
I
calm down now.
I agree.
Baba, wait. I understand what you mean, sir. I understand what you mean. But if you, sir, have witnessed election in the recent year, you will know that there's not a secret. And the secret ballot you are talking about, sir, is on the voting day. Right, sir? It's on the voting day. But I'm talking about during the campaign. And even on the voting day, there's nothing secret again, Nigeria now. People are being paid to vote for a particular candidate, and they have their people monitoring if you vote for the person you have collected money for or not. So there's nothing secret about it's not
Let me
more
take
in
you back to
secret.
history, please.
A minister,
More
this
history.
is my a minister.
Okay.
No history. What we are talking about, what is happening in Nigeria today. In time past, there is history, but what is happening today, our electoral system has been monetized. Vote buying is the order of the day, and they are buying votes publicly, even when law enforcement agents are, and even when we have the INEC and the law is there against vote buying, but they are not doing anything. The present administration has weaponized poverty against our people. So it is not something hidden. There's no secret voting again. They place thugs at the cubicle they make, that cubicle they make for people to go and cast vote. They place thugs there to monitor if you vote for them or no. This is what is happening, the order of the day now, apart from where we are coming from as a people. Now, monetizing the electoral process will only mean that those that will come through that process are not coming because they want to serve. They are coming because of their own ego. They are coming because they want to come and embezzle money. Because if you are not coming to come and embezzle money, if you are just coming to come and serve, why would you be buying people's vote, buying delegates? Even in PDP, they bought as much as buying aspirants. Why Wike was buying delegates, Atiku went ahead and hopped the game to buying an aspirant. And the aspirant say, okay, I surrender her to Atiku. All my vote, I give it to Atiku. So monetizing this process, the amount of money they are spending does not seem good, does not seem like anything will be better soon in Nigeria. And that is the reason every one of us should not be on the fence. Everybody should let the world know who they are supporting. It should not, there's nothing secret again. The secret we are keeping is what makes the country as bad as what we have now. Because me, as educated person, I don't want people to see me as a tout or see me as a riffrat. So though I like a particular candidate, but I cannot wear the shirt of that candidate. I cannot use the cap of that candidate. But all these things happened before now, even during MKO Abiola time. People were sharing, they were sharing caps, they were sharing t-shirts. So the coming election, people should not be on the fence. We cannot afford to get it right. The next coming election will either make us or mail us. And the coming election determines a lot about Nigeria. I've said it before that during this coming election, things will play out, and all these politicians also will start singing Yoruba now, Yoruba nation now. And that is playing out on Tinubu already, saying it's Yoruba, Southwest and all. So the money they are spending in our election, the way they are monetizing the process is bad. And this becoming so too obvious during this administration because of their weaponized poverty against our people. People are now in penury. Everybody just want to survive. Everybody just want money.
Yeah, thank you. Let's try to round it off now with this issue of Buhari's anointed. And I want us to quickly take a few seconds, or 1 minute at most, to hear our view about it. The issue of Buhari's anointed. Who could Buhari's anointed be, and how much weight do you think Buhari is anointed? Or is it possible that this Tinubu threat and Bruhaha and the outburst, could it possibly caution Buhari from naming somebody such that they will go to the poll? These are some of the things that's going on in my head, and I just want us to, throw it out there. This somebody I was watching Dr. Abati yesterday. He said, whatever they do, we are the ones who will talk about it. And that's what we are doing here, So let's start with Timilane.
Thank you. If 200 million Nigerians have been shouting, wailing, for the past 7 years and it didn't move Buhari an inch, I don't think 10,000 Buhari will move him. Tinubu will move him, honestly speaking, especially because it's not seeking re-election into office. It's not seeking any favor from anybody. The man is just there. And that's just it. So I don't expect him, I don't expect his decision to be influenced by whatever Tinubu did. What Tinubu did could influence some people's, some delegates' decision or action or inaction. But as for Buhari, I don't see him changing his views. And who even told us that his anointed candidate could not be Tinubu? So the point is, honestly speaking,
no, it's common permutation. If he is, it's impossible for there not to be some level of communication.
Yeah, but the point is,
if he is, this outburst is definitely out of anger.
But he has not said anything.
You mean Buhari? Yes, Buhari hasn't, but
he has not said anything other than a request. Please, permit me to suggest.
That's the one they told us. What about the one we don't know?
So why did Tinubu hear it from anywhere that he is not going to be the anointed candidate?
Of course, we expect him to have ears everywhere, including the Aso Rock.
Yeah, but the point is, right? when Tinubu went to Osun State, when he went to Osogbo, he didn't say this. The outburst did not come out. When he went to several other states, he has been to Kano, even closer to even closer to the powers that be at the federal level. He didn't make all of these outbursts, but he went particularly to Ogun State to just desecrate the office of the governor, mainly because the vice president, his major contender, is from that state. Honestly speaking, there could have been essays, there could have been words from people.
There was a video also where the this particular governor was singing the praise of Osinbajo. Seriously, was praising him. So
that's normal. If we are following the APC politics, internal politics over the years, we would see that just like I think it was Citizen Oluwatosin that mentioned it, that there are some Abuja boys, and Aketi was one of them. Then Aketi was one of them. So don't even that Obaseki that is in Edo State claiming to be a PDP governor. Okay. So what I just want to say is that there is a lot of permutation. Nigerians like to permutate. Nigerians like to, make decisions for people even before they open their mouth. I just want this tonight, tomorrow, and Monday should just come and go. Honestly, so that we can rest. Honestly speaking, so that we should just rest. So Buhari has not mentioned any name, and in fact, everybody has been screened. They said 10 of them have been disqualified. That's another topic, right? 10 of them have been disqualified, but we don't know who and who. So, but the point is, I don't think Buhari is going to change his mind. Maybe delegates' mind or decision could be influenced, but I feel like what Tinubu was supposed to do in Ogun State was to market himself, but he went there emotionally blackmailing people, threatening people, and at the same time disrespecting people and institutions. So that is that about that. But who could Buhari's anointed candidate be? We don't know. That's the simple answer. We honestly don't know. Based on what would be his criteria for choosing the next person, for choosing his successor, or for suggesting a successor to the delegate or to the party. So we don't know. And if Buhari has to do the same thing that Tinubu does, I keep on saying these things so that we all can watch the way we treat other people. If Buhari chooses to do what Tinubu does or has done in the past, it might not be favorable. It might not be.
You just made me remember one thread that I saw on Twitter. Somebody said Tinubu chose his successor. He chose the successor of the successor or the successor.
That is the point. He chose his successor when it was just because, see, what's the name of this man? Babatunde Rajifashola is in Abuja today because he chose to be quiet and be respectful. Because they had a major fracas that time. He had a preferred candidate, and as the sitting governor who knows who his visions are, everybody knows that Babatunde Rajifashola changed, it transformed Lagos. Everybody knows that. Though it could have been on the advice of Tinubu or whatever, but the point is it transformed.
I don't even buy that. I don't buy that.
Honestly, that's what some people say. Like Citizen Oluwatosin will say, there are so many errats out there. And APC is actually built. In fact, the success of APC in the 2015 and 2019 elections, their successes in those two instances were based on propaganda. We know that. So they are the father of propaganda. So whatever you see from different quarters, I don't expect less. They will come up with different stories.
But propaganda is not always evil, because in social work we also use propaganda. It's just a way of selling product or selling.
But what I mean in this case is false information, misinformation.
It's false information.
Intentionally misinforming the people. So now, so if Buhari chooses to do what Tinubu has always been doing, it might not be favorable. And don't forget, we know that Tinubu is very powerful. And even if the North is ready to give power to the South, they are not looking for a powerful person. Trust me on that. They are not looking for a power. They could be afraid that if this man clinches that position, he might not be controllable. That's another indication. So there are so many sides. This is not a coin this time. I think it's a die. There are so many die. There are so many sides to it. So,
all right. I want us to go sooner than we are going now. Tosin, let's the village boy with be the one that hits the meteor or the meteorist. So relax. I mean, Tosin, quickly, one minute, please. What's your response to this issue of Buhari's successor, choosing his successor.
Now, okay, there is an update 3 hours ago. 13 of them have been cleared, and according to the news on the street, that Tinubu was disqualified because of his age. Tinubu also met up with the list. 13 of them have been cleared for the APC primaries. So I
Tinubu
didn't
is not
see
there.
Pastor. You said
Tinubu's name is not there.
is there? His name
Ah,
is there.
okay.
His name is there. Only Pastor Bakari I was looking out for. His name is, and the name is not there. So I don't know on what basis they disqualified him. And so who could Buhari anointed candidate be? I'm thinking it is Osinbajo. And if it is Osinbajo, then that will be wise of them, and I will not be happy with that. I really want it to be Tinubu. Really, I really want it to be Tinubu. I pray it will be Tinubu, and the anointed candidate will be. Even if it is Tinubu, Buhari might not have tell him, because Buhari is this quiet, very quiet guy, and I like to bring out the uh, card late. So, but I think it is Osinbajo, because of the relationship they have kept, and it will probably be Osinbajo. And Tinubu should not just disturb himself. He should, I think, by now he should be taking care of himself and his grandkids. He has done really well for himself. I wasn't a small boy when he was governor of Lagos State. In fact, I was in my early 20s, and he didn't do anything special. It was the likes of Fashola that came and everything become blossom. He didn't do anything special. The he done multitasking the people, taxing the people and all. So he didn't do anything special. If Baba will come, if we have a contrary opinion, I will also talk against it, because I see Baba shaking his head already. Uh-huh. So so we might not end the show as soon as we thought. So I really want Tinubu to be their candidate, so that we can have a lot of things to demarcate him, because I don't see him as he's coming to serve the people. I see him as he's coming for his selfish interest and jeopardizing more than 200 million people's interests. And as we have Nigeria as of today, Nigeria seriously need a rebuild. Nigeria needs a rescue. We are in a situation of dialing 9199. What is the emergency number of Nigeria? They say it's 933. 993. Of dialing that, we are in the emergency now. We need a rescue, and the situation we have now, we need a rebuilder, not somebody that will come there and start complaining about his health or old age. We don't need excuse again. We don't need excuse again. We need somebody that will come and rebuild us as a nation and reunite us as a nation. Because what we have now is everywhere is divided. We are all divided among ourselves. This is not the kind of people we were before 2015. Buhari has only come to disunite the people and make some people look like they are superior to others, and thereby those people taking advantage of the rest of us. So we need someone to unite us again if we will still remain as Nigeria. And also we need one of the candidates will talk about how to the constitution, how to revisit the constitution, and how to rebuild the country. So I think Osinbajo will be his preferred candidate. Osinbajo is already on the list. There are 13 of them. There are 13 of them, and I think one Hausa is also part of them. I don't know. They said they want to give it to Southwest now. So I
Is
think
there no
Osinbajo.
Lawan?
You said?
Is Lawan not there? Anyway, let the village boy go for his.
Lawan is not there.
Village boy.
It's not there. Abubakar. Okay.
Yeah. Two things first before I go into this thing. There is also, which I put on our WhatsApp forum, there's a rebooter of that information Tosin is reading. So we don't know which one is more authentic. that nobody has been disqualified. That's one. Number two, whatever with due respect, whatever Fashola has done in Lagos, the foundation was laid by Tinubu. This is a fact of history. The tax revolution, it was during Tinubu that federal government withheld allocation to Lagos State, and was still able to manage not worker salaries, and most of the construction work that Fashola completed were actually started during Tinubu's regime. So that he did not do anything, that is not.
I didn't say Tinubu did not do anything, and that Tinubu started or imagine it does not mean that if
you say he
Fashola
did
get
nothing.
there,
That's what you said. Is that not what all of us here?
no. I
Before I
said,
shook my head, we will play the video later. Don't worry.
Okay, no problem. But whatever he laid the foundation, if Fashola is not competent, minister, if Fashola is not competent, then Fashola will not build on it. We have a lot of other states that their governor come start a project, and another governor came, abandon that project, and start his own.
Yeah. Let Village Boy have his day first. Even though I didn't say Tinubu didn't do anything either, but I just said I'm not impressed. I was in Lagos then.
So talking about another candidate, the last interview that Buhari granted, I recall that they asked him that question, that who will really like to succeed him, who will really like to be his successors, and he said, if I tell you who I want to succeed me, they will kill him. That's what they said. So, and everybody forgot that. Maybe you guys have forgotten that too. So this politics, there are a lot of things. There is a lot of, sometimes information is thrown out there to gauge public opinion. So you don't take all these things hook, line, and sink. Just like that. Yes, he did it with the APC chairman. In the last minute, he asked them to vote for so person. I think we'll be meeting with them, from what I read online this evening, to talk to the aspirants and the screening committee and the ESCO of the party. If he had indeed wanted Osinbajo to succeed him, I'm not sure he would have encouraged Tinubu to go ahead. I am not sure he would have encouraged Amechi to go and buy nomination forms. So I'm not sure he would have asked Akpabio to go and buy nomination form, except they wanted to use it for fundraising purposes. So because all of them went to him individually, and he kept encouraging them. And at the last candidate, I think it was 23 of them. And when you talk of somebody that is the closest person to Buhari that I know is not Osinbajo. And I will leave that at that. So
who, sir? Who do you think is the anointed, would be the anointed candidate?
I didn't say I know. I said the closest person to Buhari is not Osinbajo. And I'm an elderly person, so I should not be seen to be speaking with both mouths in the public. So, and again, this is something that is the information that is inside of him. If he has mentioned that to one person, it would have leaked. So it's a joker. But again, when you look at politicians, naturally, 24 hours is a long time. Their opinions are never stable. They tell you this is what they will do at 9 p.m. You leave. They have a meeting with another person at 11 p.m. They tell that person another thing. That person leaves. Another person come at 1 a.m. They had conversation. That one leaves. Another one come at 5 a.m. They have conversation. That one leaves. Maybe the person that they will tell the truth will come at 9 a.m. the following day. So you that you have had information at last, you go and sleep that, Baba has told me the truth. Meanwhile, there have been 7 layers of this same truth. So we will see at the end of the day, it's just like somebody will emerge. Okay, if the situation is not too good, what Baba will say, okay, let everybody go and test his popularity. Then we make them to sign another thinking that whoever emerge, they will all support the person. That may be where it will end. I don't know. And suppose it doesn't even have. Suppose they are just using this as propaganda against us to keep us thinking of what does not exist. And if he has, was it the same person they had in mind when they granted him the interview? Is he still the same person that is still his choice, or things have changed? This thing they're never predictable. And if you predict it here, he will change his mind and choose another person. That's how politics works. If I say, okay, maybe out of the three of you, this is my notice something. So I do permitting and say, we know it must be Paul. Deliberately because of that, I will choose another person. So that to disprove that your permutation is wrong. So
how can that happen in politics?
It does. It does happen.
It
does happen. No, it does happen.
No, I don't think it can happen.
You see, he already had the mind from what is that interview. I think it was late last year, early this year. He already said he had somebody he would love to succeed him. But if you should mention that is success or not, that they will kill the person. Who is that mysterious person? Is he still the same person was thinking about then, or something could have changed? Supposing this is how this thing work.
I mean, even excuse me, sir. You know, the fact that Buhari was even scared that somebody might kill a politician brings me to that Williams. You remember that Williams that was assassinated in his own room, in his own house the other time?
Williams.
This is me. That's how powerful. Imagine how powerful Nigerian president was. I mean, yet he was scared that if I mention somebody, some people will go and kill him. That's how dangerous our politics is, and it's unfortunate that we have not even. If president is,
president is powerful, but it's not omnipresent. He knows he cannot be everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
And in every system, they are fifth columnists.
I'm just saying the implication of it.
That's the reality of the life we live, the world we live in. That's the right of environment. If somebody is saying, look, this is the only one that is standing between me and the presidency, they will eliminate the person. It's simple. The president will not be able to do anything. He will just go and pay the family condolence visit. And me, Baba Bada say anything, ya je party elugbe. Taje ba ronuku adara ojoba orun. Sorry, I speak too many Yoruba on this platform.
Yeah, it is okay. I think it is time for us to close now. Thank you very much for all that has contributed, for the panelists and those who are commenting on the comment sections as well. You know, as these political issues continue to unfold, we will continue to follow it. And by God's grace, next week, Saturday, we will be here also, to come discuss about whatever the outcome of the primary of APC would be. And we will know who is going to be facing Atiku, who is going to be facing, contesting to be president of Nigeria, contesting with Atiku, Peter Obi, Dowore. Are they done primaries in Professor Mogalu's party?
They've just done the states and federal legislature. I think the presidential is somewhere around this week too, or this weekend. I don't know.
So we'll be looking at all of those things. So thank you very much for staying with us. I know that I noticed that some people have stayed with us from the beginning, and we have come to the end of it. It's almost 1 hour 50 minutes. So thank you very, very much. We appreciate your staying with us, and in fact, most especially for contributing, for engaging with us. So thank you very, very much. And I want to appreciate the people on the panel this night. I want to say thank you. I really do appreciate you. And this is a service, as far as I'm concerned. This is a service to our nation, our beloved country. Many of us are not in Nigeria currently, but our heart there in Nigeria. We're passionate about the country. We want to see the country grow. We want the Nigerian to of our dream. I want my president to be able to be on the TV, and I'll be able to say, "Oh, that's my president." That's one of the things that matter to me. Not that this one that is a Miss Yanni, or that will be forcing you to talk. As some people will be saying, please don't talk, so that we don't know whether he's going to tear the drum again. I don't want that kind of president. That's me. Like the Timile's generation, they have all manners of things that they are using. It's like this handicap. Okay, one handicap. I was still going to ask you that one after we close.
It's a golf terminology now.
Somebody said the handicap over 2.2, 2.5, Daddy.
It's golf terminology.
But the one they use in Nigeria, I don't think it has to do with golf. This one
That's the origin.
It's betting,
Really?
It's betting, like handicap. No, is sports betting, something like that.
That's Baba Jebu now.
So when they say one handicap over 2.5 or whatever, it means if you don't you see on the
you see now, that's why we should be asking.
Oh my God.
I was laughing seriously when Tibula said don't go on handicap. But the day I began to fear Baba Buhari was the day when after all the wahala of answers, and when Baba was going to talk, they said, those boys, they want to remove me from office.
That's what they told him now.
I just wonder. So out of all these things all this noise that we are making, that's the only thing that Baba noticed. No.
Self-preservation it is called.
And he said you are going to deal with them. Oh man. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. I have an idea that we're going to discuss in the near future. I want us to we're going to arrange some form of debate, proper debate on some political issues in Nigeria. Anyway, let me not let me not spill the beans, like the English people say. So anyway, thank you very much. We appreciate you for joining us. And if you want to feature on this platform, please do reach out to us. You can drop me a WhatsApp message, or you can just drop me a message on this Facebook page or any of our platforms. If you find your way on YouTube, please subscribe. Thank you very, very much. We will be here again next week, Saturday, by God's grace. Bye from all of us.
Right.